Welcome back. Here are 3 lessons that I learned when it came to beta testing my product when I really didn't want to beta test it. And I'm also going to go over a bonus reason, a bonus lesson that I got out of beta testing it. So my name is Velia, and welcome to my channel, Stumbling Towards Success, where I document my challenges and my successes and lessons learned in building my business. And how I learned to harness entrepreneurial energy for growth and self-leadership. So I do have a product. I'm trying to develop a course, and I have been working on it for probably a year, maybe longer than that. And I have already beta tested it. Unfortunately, it wasn't with strategy. I presented it to people. I've done one-on-one, which is a lot different than group. So I've presented it to group settings, but I really didn't do it very well because I didn't get any feedback from that group. I didn't get a lot of feedback. I had no strategy. I had no survey. So I didn't get sufficient feedback. And I had done it for free as well. So when my business coach said, you're going to want to beta test it, maybe you should do that instead of trying to perfect it, trying to build on it anymore, maybe just beta test what you have again. I was so resistant to the idea because I was just like, I don't want to do this for free anymore. I want it to be done. I want just the stream of income to be there, and that's it. So the 3 lessons that I learned in doing this, I did end up beta testing it. It took 13 weeks and I am absolutely exhausted from doing it, but I did learn a lot. The first lesson I learned was that I was focused on the outcome of receiving money rather than the outcome of the product, the quality of the product. So of course, a part of me definitely wants to make sure I create a high quality product for my clients, but at the same time my focus is on making money. And sometimes we tend to over focus on one or the other, and most likely we're going to over focus on making money if you have bills and stressors of that kind. So that was the first thing, is I was very resistant to doing the beta test because of that. And then I noticed, just even in the presentation of my course, I could tell that I had to be more focused on my clients and the quality. And if I wasn't, I could tell it was showing up. And so it was showing up in how I delivered the course and how I was communicating with them. So that was the first thing. I definitely learned the importance of why I need to take time out to develop a high quality product, especially when it comes to charging money that I don't even really feel confident that my course is worth that amount of money. And it's just interesting because without the beta test, without the feedback from the people that you're beta testing your product to, your course, your product isn't going to be worth the money that you're going to charge, because you're not knowing if it's worth it or not. And so I realized that the information I'm going to get back from them is what's going to make the product worth the money that I plan to charge, and that's where my confidence will come from. As well. That's a part of where the confidence will come from. The second thing I learned was that I didn't like hearing some of the feedback. So I'm not going to get too much in detail of this, but basically I was emotionally attached to my product. We all are, I think. And I was emotionally attached to the outcome. And it's really hard to separate your emotions from your product, something that represents your business. It's really hard. I'm still learning how to do that, but I realize that it's super important, because it was painful. It was hurt. I felt hurt hearing some of the feedback, and it really wasn't even that bad. It was just kind of a variety of things that kind of compounded on each other. the feedback was not really that bad, but it was heavy to hear at that time. And so I'm trying to work towards not taking it personal, and making it more client focused, so I don't take it more personal. I like the way my coach told me. She said, and I hope I can even repeat this. She said, like, you are working as a partner with your client. Your client is your partner. They're helping you develop this product and keep it selling, right? So your customer is your partner. And so obtaining their feedback, whether we see it as it makes us feel good or not, is that partnership, is how they're helping you. You are collaborating with them in another way. You're not just building this all from yourself. It's not just all of your ideas necessarily. It comes from a collective, which is your customer base. So anyways, I thought that was really interesting. The third thing was, I was afraid to hear something I didn't want to hear. And I want to be more specific on that. I was afraid to hear something that I already knew was possibly a problem in my product. So that was kind of interesting to face. It didn't feel good facing it, but I definitely noticed that I was avoiding testing my product because I wanted to skip that part. I wanted to skip that process. And it's a process that can take a long time. It can take months to do it. It can take over a year. Maybe it's even ongoing. Maybe you're always testing your product too. Who knows? So I just wanted to skip over it. And I realized that a part of being a business owner, a part of self-leadership and harnessing that energy, a big part of it is growing up and becoming mature and not rushing through steps that need to be done, not rushing or skipping over steps that are not just benefiting you, but also the client. So anyways, the bonus part is that I noticed that it just kind of came down to, the biggest thing I learned was it came down to feeling, to checking in with myself, to seeing if I'm still fulfilled with creating and delivering the product. Is it still fulfilling for me? And that was a big growth. That was a big growth experience because I'm really getting to know myself about what is fulfilling my life. And the truth is that none of us have to create a business. None of us have to do this. I get up every day and work on my business, and I've been doing it for years, and it's not fully financially securing me yet. Yet it will. But it has provided a lot of financial security. It has provided finances in a great way. And I don't have to do it. I could always go back to work, for someone else if I really, really didn't want to do this, or I can focus on creating something else. But the truth is that I choose to do it. And if we're going to choose to do something, I do see that it's important to always check in and see, is it still fulfilling me? Is it still giving me the life that I want? Is it still giving me the life that I want, or is it draining me? And then from there, I've realized that it's important to ask, is it your style of working? Are you overworking, or are you putting in enough energy? Because it might just be overworking yourself. But anyway, sorry, I kind of went on a tangent there. But okay, so the point is that I went through 13 weeks of delivering my course, and I came out of it. I survived. I got good and bad feedback, and feedback that didn't really bother me. And I learned to, I'm learning to accept it, and I'm learning to really take the time out to product test. And I think it's a big step. So all right. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, please feel free to share below, and I hope that's helpful, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.